Omar, I'd like to introduce you to students at Wadleigh School, and they've come in here today just to be excited about you. When asked who they would like to meet, we found out that if there was a movie star they'd like to meet, you were it. So the brother has come in to talk with you this morning. This is Damany, one of our students who is just cracked the movie business. In fact, I was talking to your mom about him. And this is Damany, and so he's all excited too. So let's give him one more round. And we're on, and I'm out of the way.
So, as you see, like you're in a high school and all that. You went to LaGuardia, right? Yeah. LaGuardia High School. You was raised in Brooklyn and all that. How did that help you start? Like, what careers and hobbies did you start doing when you was raised in Brooklyn? When you was in Brooklyn?
I used to work pizza shop, worked in the athlete's foot. You know, going to performing arts really just helped, just encourage me. I think it gives you a belief in yourself, and that sort of thing. When you have some sort of artistic quality, when you need an environment that you can nurture that quality, you get a lot of self-confidence.
So basically, you know you want to do some type of art performance.
Some type of something, yeah.
And you also had like a little rap thing. I heard you had a little rap thing going also.
Yeah. Still do.
That's cool. So after Brooklyn, where did you go? After you left LaGuardia, where did you go after that?
I booked Juice the summer I got out of high school. You know what I mean? So the ball just started rolling from there. This guy's blessing.
That was a tight movie. What movie you felt was one of the that grabbed you the most? Like you enjoyed filming?
Yeah, I did.
That you enjoyed the most?
All of them. I work. You know, all of them have the same type of, you know, every day, the first day I get on the set, man, it's like a dream. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking out at y'all and I'm like, damn. I remember being in school and people coming to visit. I'll be looking at them, whatever's going through y'all head, I used to think the same thing. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? When people came to give you that little light and all of that, when you get the opportunity to do it, you feel very, very blessed. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? But for y'all that's out there, I don't know if you're dealing with music or acting or whatever it is, but you know, once you get out there and you're trying to deal with it, you're going on auditions or whatever, you see a room full of people, you sitting there like, what's gonna make them pick me out of all of these people, you know? And you see, you know, half of it, to me, talent, I think talent is 10% of the 100% of yourself. Discipline is 90%. You know what I'm saying? Because it don't matter how much talent you have. If you don't have no discipline, you ain't gonna get nowhere. And if you ain't prepared for success, whatever way it comes, if you ain't prepared for failure, preparation is success. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes, when it rains, it pours, and if it don't come, you gotta be prepared for that too.
What was it that like broke the mold, that made you like, what was it that started you acting? Like how did you get discovered?
Well, my mom, you know, my mom's was a teacher. My mom's was half decent singer. And you know, being around, you know, I have a black family like everybody in here. You know, we got an aunt that do something, sing, or somebody. So I was around a lot of just, you know, craziness like that, like creative. When I was young, I tried to do the little school play thing. Because I used to write, I still write. Writing is my first love. I've been writing all, you know, poetry, just everything since I was real young. So for me, acting became an extension of that. You know, try to act, because I was the only child. So I'm in the house with all the time and nothing to do. You know, to keep myself from going crazy, I used to write little stories and stuff like that. Acting just became an extension of that. And after I did like the first couple of plays and stuff like that, I was like, yo, I did this, you know. And then I remember I did a play called Fences, August Wilson, and I'll never forget when we were on stage. I took a moment to look out to the audience, and I just saw people captivated, and I was the only one on stage. that power right there, that's when I got hot. Right there, right then and there, I was like, yo, that's powerful right there. And that's what made me really
A lot of people think that the movie thing is like easy, just making money and all that. And some people feel that school's not important. Can you explain to them how school benefits acting also and other things?
I mean, education is everything, you know what I'm saying? Education, it's just about, to me, I'm a warrior. And I look at life like war. So to be a good warrior, you have to have better weapons. And to me, education is just like the infinite weapon. Because you have to learn how to learn. You know what I mean? Because this is one level. You can do college, you can do, you know, many forms of education, but it just keeps your mind open, you know. And the better artist, the more you live, the better artist you'll become. It's not supposed to come to you tomorrow. None of y'all in this room is supposed to get it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Because then you ain't gonna appreciate it. It's supposed to be a gradual process, and then you appreciate it even more, you'll have more to give. You know, for instance, I remember when I first used to go on auditions and stuff and be doing my thing and be wondering, like, why I ain't booked that? Why I ain't booked that? Now, in hindsight, I realize I ain't living enough life. I didn't have it in my soul to give. You know, so you have to be willing to accept the things that you can't change, you know, and following your own footsteps. You know what I'm saying? And education is key. Education is the basis of everything. I ain't sitting up here saying all this, stay in school and all. I mean, y'all know what y'all gotta do. Y'all ain't stupid in here. But it's real out there. You know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about in the streets. We all know how real it is out there. I'm talking about in the world. Because the streets ain't the world. The streets are the streets. But the world ain't gonna stop for nobody in here meeting. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't have your weapons, you're gonna get beat. That's just plain and simple. You know what I'm saying? So when it get tough, you gotta buckle down and wherever you wanna be in life. If you don't see yourself, like when I talk to real little kids and they be like, oh, how you do this, how you do that, I'm like, if you don't see yourself there, you'll never be there. You know what I'm saying? No matter what it is, if you wanna be a beauty queen, if you wanna be a rapper, if you wanna be whatever, a designer, whatever you wanna be, if you can't visualize yourself there talking back to the kids one day and all that great stuff, it's never gonna come. You know what I'm saying? And I think education is the type of thing that it's good for your brain. It's good for your tool. Your tool is your body. You know what I mean?
Now you got Love and Basketball coming out May 16th, right?
Nah, it's coming out April 21st.
April 21st. I'm on the south. About April 21st. It's Friday. Could you explain something about the movie to us, like what the background about it, what's it about, and all that? Give us like a review.
Love and Basketball is like, it's about these two kids that grow up, a girl and a guy, they both play ball, and they're like next door neighbors. And it just follows their life story. How, you know, she was like a tomboy, he was like, my character is like the son of an ex-NBA player. And it just follows how they grew up through adolescence, young adulthood. He see her in the school dance one day, she come all glamorous, now he want to be with her. You know, then they get together and it just follows their life story, you know.
Your first film was in '92, right, Juice?
Yeah.
And you filmed with Tupac.
Mm-hmm.
How was he? Like, how was he as a person?
Pac?
Yeah.
Pac was everything you saw. You know, Pac I learned a lot from Pac about manhood, you know what I'm saying? And I'm man enough to say that. So I'm 26 now. When I did Juice, I was 17. You know what I'm saying? And them cats was 19, 20, they was older, so I was like the young rat, tagging along with Pac and Tretch and all of that. Pac was real passionate, but the thing that people don't get from Pac was mad smart, yo. Pac was one of the smartest cats I ever met in my life. So it used to bug me out, because he used to do all that crazy shit. You'd be like, you know, people just be thinking he an ignorant nigga and that type of thing. Pac could sit down and talk to you about anything and know. You know what I'm saying? So everything, he was a master manipulator. He used to read the illest books, because he learned how to, that's why he got all the stardom and all that. You know what I mean? He got it because he had the ability. He was an ill actor, an ill writer, you know what I mean? But as far as his image, he manipulated all of y'all, because he made y'all believe what he wanted to believe. You know what I'm saying? And that was ill. You know, but Pac was real smart. Pac was real smart. That's the main thing I tell people about Pac, so they don't get it twisted and think he just wanted to rhyme and be an actor and just stumbled in and blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? But Pac is the type of cat, they only come along like that once in a blue moon. You know what I'm saying? Because Ain't that many people gonna have that story to tell, like, they moms was in the Black Panthers and they was born with them in jail and that whole, you couldn't write a better movie than that. But that was his life. But they only come like that once in the blue, so, you know, the next part could be 20, 30 years.
Like right here, we like Wadleigh, we have a lot of talent, you know what I'm saying? And this interview right here could like change a lot of people's decisions of where they want to go, what they want to do, and how they want to start. They may want to follow your footsteps, act, it doesn't matter. What do you feel they should do to start off? Like, how you feel they should just...
I don't think, I'm just a child of God like all of y'all. So I'm not here to change, ain't nothing I'm going to say gonna change nobody's life because y'all all got to go back to y'all crib. Just like I'm going to go back. Hopefully I can influence, you know what I'm saying? If you feeling, you know, or hopefully I can uplift, you know what I'm saying? And give you a little boost or energy like, yo, damn, that nigga looks just like me, dress like me, talk like me. And I don't care the teachers in the end, all this is how I'm talking to the kids. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what's important. When y'all feel me like that, I got a little bit of money and all that, but I don't need ice and all of that, because that ain't nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to feed my seed and all that. But for y'all, you know what I'm saying, you got to chase your dream. You got to chase your dream and
Pardon this interruption. Will the owner of a white Buick please call the principal's office immediately? The owner of a white Buick.
Y'all driving
Call
cars
the
out?
principal's office.
I didn't have no car in high school. Nah, but hopefully, you know what I'm saying, I just want to be a positive light, you know? For all the brothers in here, it's hard to be a man. It's hard to be a black man in this society is the hardest thing to do as a human being. You know what I'm saying? But it's the most satisfaction when you accomplish your goal. You feel me? You know what I'm saying? To be against the grain, to be against the standard. I know what's going on in the streets. I know how I feel. I know what we chasing, what we all being taught to chase. But you gotta believe in yourself. You gotta believe in yourself. You can't let nobody get you down, not even your mom's, pops. You know what I'm saying? And if you come into any industry looking for your identity, you're gonna be lost forever. You know what I'm saying? There's a certain confidence you gotta have about yourself. In whatever field that you're trying to, you know what I'm saying? People notice that. Certain people walk into, like I'm sure y'all know amongst yourself, certain people walk into the room and they just have an energy that people gravitate towards. You know what I'm saying? And that's what Hollywood calls a star quality. Somebody just walking in like they know they this shit and they got the ability, people like that. You know what I'm saying? It's good to be humble in the broad sense, but when you're dealing with your craft, yo, can't nothing stop you. Can't nothing stop you. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta chase it. And you gotta be willing to fall and get back up on your own 2 feet, because failure is part of success. You can't be a champion if you never get defeated. You know what I'm saying? Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, whoever the people you look up to on the sports level, you never be a true champion. Even Roy Jones. Roy Jones, the nicest to ever do it, but he been defeated. You can't be a champion unless you taste defeat. You know what I'm saying? Because then you don't deserve that belt right there. So you just gotta stay strong, man. It's hard. It's real hard, but it's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And when you get it, it's gonna feel real good. And then you get to another level. Once you get to one mountaintop, you get high enough to see, oh man, there's bigger mountains to climb. So ain't nobody gonna be king of the hill. You know what I'm saying? And it's like we could look to like Puff and all them cats making ridiculous amounts of money. What the hell are they doing? You know what I'm saying? These niggas in clubs fighting and shooting. For what? You got $60 million? Give me $60 million. Y'all wouldn't even see, I wouldn't even be here. I'll go lock myself up somewhere and just chill because I don't need to be, I got $60 million. You know what I'm saying? But you see these cats out here, it's the beast, it's driving, you know? But even you get to that level, we gonna see what Puff is worth. I'm just using him as an example, but we gonna see what all these cats are worth in 10, 15 years. You know what I'm saying? Because it's all about the long run. Anybody can win the lottery. You know what I'm saying? But anybody can lose it too. So you gotta remember that type of stuff too. It's all about the long run. That's why I try to walk the way I walk in my career. I don't care about being a star. I really don't. I care about my ability, and I care about when I'm 50 and 60, looking at my grandkids and looking at my body of work, that I was consistent. Consistency is key. You know what I mean?
Out of all the films you did, I know you did films that related to like teenage life, grown-ups, and like for instance, The Wood. What film you could say, because like as the people in here know they acted before, when you act also you could, to play that role, play that part real good, sometimes you have to use parts of your life, you know, to perform and make it even better.
Yeah.
What role did you feel that had a part of your life in it the most?
A lot of them, like Juice, you know, I don't know. I think it's a piece of me in everything.
Right.
But then I think a piece of every character comes back to me in my life. You know what I'm saying? The acting, man, is something that you can't define. You know, it's hard to teach. We can sit up here and do Shakespeare, which y'all should want to do. You know, and you should study dialects and that sort of thing, just to be outside of yourself, because that's what acting is. Acting is not getting up there acting like your man from down the block. You know what I'm saying? Because that's easy. It's, you know what I'm saying? Acting for me is the most satisfying when I'm doing something that's completely outside of myself. Like even in Love and Basketball. You know what I'm saying? I'm playing a kid who's the son of an ex-NBA. I can't relate to all of that. He grew up in the suburbs, a house car. I can't relate to none of that. You know what I'm saying? I grew up in the projects in Brooklyn with me and my mom. You know, so that's fun to get into that, to try to figure out how that would be to live that life. You know, I'm kind of getting to live a life through the movie. You know, but I think initially when you first start out, it's easier to grow as you play characters closer to yourself and that sort of thing. You know, just try to master your craft.
Did you ever play love and basketball right now? Did you ever play sports, like basketball, get any sports at all?
You know, I like football and boxing.
So what do you see yourself doing? What's next for you? What's the next thing you feel like you want to do?
Like I said, I started out writing, so, you know, I got a couple of scripts that we're writing, that we're in negotiations for. And that's my main thing, you know what I'm saying? That's the other thing. You don't ever want to be at the mercy of the industry. Because I'm sure that some of y'all, there's so much talent in this room, y'all gonna get the opportunity. You know what I'm saying? Y'all might get out there and get your feet wet. Y'all you know, somebody in here gonna be a star sooner or later. You know what I mean? But that don't mean nothing either. Because you don't want to be at the mercy of the industry. You don't want to be 35 years old still waiting on an acting job. You know what I'm saying? And that's where education comes into. You gotta come into it like, all right, this is my talent and this is what I'm dealing with. And then once you start living off of that, that's when it gets real, yo. For real. If you waiting on somebody else to pay you to live off of acting, it's real. Because you sitting up there, bill collectors ain't hearing all of that. They don't want to hear your passion and your talent. They don't want to hear that. They just want money. So when you educated, you able to say, all right, I booked a little job here and there, but you know what? I'm gonna take this money and invest it this way, or I might start me a little something over here, so that you're not at the mercy of the industry. So you ain't waiting to get paid. That you paying yourself, and then it'll make your craft even more better because you ain't taking it. For instance, I did Major League 2. I did Major League 2 for 2 reasons. One, because the director and writer of the program, which was a football movie I did, he did the same film. And he just called me like, yo, come down and do it. So it was like, all right, I'll do it. But 2, I needed dough. But I'm telling y'all that because I ain't want to do that movie. For real. And when I see it every day, I still ain't want to do it. The Mod Squad, I didn't want to do that movie. I didn't want to do that. And that's as real as I could be with y'all. Y'all can sit up and all the glamour and all that. That shit ain't nothing to be proud of. Like, I look at that and be like, that's one of them times. But I had to do that. You know what I'm saying? Because I was at the mercy of the industry. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell y'all that was recent. And so it's real like that. You know what I'm saying? I'm learning it as I'm just telling you the thoughts be going through my mind. That I don't want to be at the mercy like that. You know, so writing and producing is something that's be a natural extension of the acting. You know, so it's just going back full circle. But you know, I think like in the next 10, 15, ultimately, I want to be at the helm of a multimedia conglomerate. You know, I want to have a company for my people that, you know, because there's a lot of writers out there, there's a lot of aspiring directors and filmmakers, and there's so many components to making a movie that it ain't just about being in front of the camera. That's the flashy part, you know. But some of y'all in here might be world-renowned directors one day, not even know it. You know, maybe you should try hobbies, you know, get a little cheap stuff like photography and little stuff like that, buy your little disposable. There's so many things you can do, you know. The corporate side is where all the money's at. We all trying to have money, right? So you gotta think about stuff like that too. But ultimately, I just want to be at the helm of a multimedia conglomerate with a television, film division, and a music division. You know what I'm saying?
I know a lot of people in here got questions to ask, so if anybody wants to ask me questions right now, don't act silly and shit.
I'd like to say something before you start the question. On behalf, Omar, of this entire school and staff and the families of the children who come here, I want to thank you personally. I'm Beverly Davis, principal of the school, for coming to our school today and giving our students this inspiration to go as far as they can go and keep it all.
Now, everybody got questions, because a lot of people was very anxious, and now they front like,
Come on.
Karen.
You said that education is the key. Where did you go first? Did you get education after high school?
After life. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that, I'm not saying it hypocritically, I'm saying it because after I got out of high school that summer, I booked juice, you know? So for me, it was, you know, my mom's, everybody know my mom's a teacher and all that, so, you know, she wasn't trying to hit.
She's a principal.
Well, then, yeah, she's a principal now.
I had the pleasure of speaking with her.
No doubt. But so it was either chase my dream or be conventional, you know. And I had nothing to lose because I had got out of school. So it's like, you know, after high school, you could take a year off, you might work on find yourself. And I was like, yo, I'm gonna do the flick. And after that, and I had thoughts, you know, I'm gonna go to college, I'm gonna go to school, you know. And God blessed me, and the ball started rolling. So I was like, all right, these my college years right here. And then now I'm a grown man.
We want, please stop. Say it, tell your name.
Curtis. Like, did somebody notice you in the school play to audition for juice?
Well, when I was my last year of high school, you know, I went out and found a little agent, you know, it was BS or whatever. But, you know, he was getting me in some rooms. So I was just doing a little auditioning thing, and that's how it happened. You know, I went, it was like on 10th Avenue or somewhere, wherever they was auditioning, went in there. It was like, all right, they want to see you again, you know, call back. And I had been called back before, so I was like, yeah, all right. Then I went back the second time, and they said, we're going to call you back again. So I was like, oh, word? So I got excited. Went back again. Then they didn't call for like a week. Then they was like, all right, you know, they want y'all to go out and have dinner. Like with, it was 4 of us in the movie, so it was 8 dudes. They didn't know which dudes they wanted. So, and I remember somebody was like, yo, they real hot on this dude, Tupac Shakur. Some dude named Tupac, wherever you just try to sit next to that dude, because I think they want him. So we went to this dinner, and of course me and him, because we was, you know, we eventually got cool, but we from the streets, so we ain't even like each other. So he sat all the way over there, I sat all the way over there, we just chilled, we was quiet. Then they called us back again. Then one day Ernest Dickinson called, was like, yo, you got the part. You know, so that's how I got on.
My name is Camilla. In the movie Into Deep, how did you feel about playing that role?
Into Deep? Into Deep was fun. I was involved with Into Deep about 5 years ago, actually, when they first wrote it. And, you know, stuff happens. It finally came back around. The original script was hot. But when you're dealing with, you know, studios and stuff like that, they wanted to water it down. And then, because in real life, the cop that I was playing killed himself in '94 while they were negotiating the deal for the movie. And I was telling them, yo, you should have that in the flip, because people would really be like, word? You know what I'm saying? But they were like, nah, they want a happy ending. You know, you got to deal with Hollywood. So, but Into Deep was a hot role for an actor, because you get to kind of play an actor. You know what I'm saying? Because it was a cop who had to go undercover. So it was almost like I was acting in the movie. You know what I mean? So nothing I did was wrong. I wasn't stressed when I was doing it. I was just like, anything I do is cool because I'm undercover. So that was fun.
My name is Angela. At any point in your life you thought you wasn't going to make it?
I wasn't gonna make it. I still think that sometimes, because you never know. It's just, when I was young, I knew I wasn't gonna let nothing hold me back. You know what I'm saying? Because when you come from where we come from, it's so much negativity, it's so much death on the news, and I just get sick of that. You know what I'm saying? So to me, I felt like I'm at the bottom of the barrel now, so it ain't nowhere to go but up. No matter how bad, it ain't gonna get worse than where I was at that time. That's how I felt. It ain't gonna get no worse than that. You know what I'm saying? Then I grew up and I learned about the IRS and them type of people. You know what I'm saying? So not necessarily that it's worse, but it's just different levels of struggle. It's always gonna be a struggle. It just be on a different level. Now I'm a father, so now I'm learning about that struggle. You know what I'm saying? But I mean, generally, I'm never gonna let nothing hold me back. No one. Only God Himself. When He takes my life, that's the only time it's all over. You know what I mean?
My name's Terry, and a lot of people don't have a father figure in their lives. A male role model. And I was wondering, did you have your father in your life, to influence you with, somebody to look up to?
Nah, I didn't grow up with my pops. My pops is a street cat, hustler, whatever. I ain't grow up. I only met my pops once. When I was 12, the day I met my pops, he took, he was a crackhead and all that shit. Took me to his crib. He had the eviction notice. Then I went, see my little sister. She was like 6 weeks then. He was trying to hustle. So that in the whole span of a week, when I met my pops, he was in the homeless shelter in the Armory off of Bedford in Brooklyn. And but my pops, you know how my pops inspired me? Because he was everything that I never want to be. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know what I'm saying, my mother, like, there's been men in my life that were kind of like father figures, positive dudes, hard-working dudes, and that sort of thing. But for the most part, as a man, I raised myself. You know what I'm saying? And I took inspiration from my mother, her being such a strong woman. You know what I'm saying? I mean, for real, like, holding it down, even broke and all of that, but she gave me love, man. You know what I'm saying? And it's corny to say, but in the long run, it really does mean something. So I basically fathered myself, and that's what I'm saying to the brothers, yo, you don't need a father figure, you know what I'm saying? Or I won't say I didn't have my father figures when I was growing up was Malcolm X and Muhammad Ali. Because when I read the autobiography of Malcolm X, it made me cry, even to this day when I read it, because that's the struggle right there. And that made me feel like, I ain't going to do nothing. Because you know what I'm saying? At least we could drink from the same water fountains now, and you know what I'm saying? And that type of thing, and just the spirit right there. But you can find that through people that you admire and that sort of thing, and it should make you stronger. Don't ever let not having a parent, or even if you don't get along with your parents, that should make you even stronger. You know what I'm saying? That's all it should do. It shouldn't make you weaker, because that's not an excuse. You know what I'm saying? For the cats that's locked up, when I be talking to my family and all that, yo, I ain't had no father figure. That ain't nothing to do with nothing. You know what I'm saying? So that should only make you stronger, though. For real.
My name is Harris. When you did higher learning, did you ever experience any racism in the road related?
When I was doing the movement?
Yeah. Outside the business, like any racism?
Oh, outside the business? Oh, yeah. Well, every day I'm black. Some way, shape, or form. And I ain't trying to hear that either. But you got to deal with that in an intelligent way. You know what I'm saying? You don't need to get down and dirty unless someone attack you. You defend yourself. But yeah, you deal with that all the time. I deal with racism in the level of where, I've been in articles saying everybody knows if I was white, I'd be making more money. People in Hollywood, that's the truth. You know what I'm saying? I see cats come in their first movie, they making $100 grand, $200. My first movie, I made $12,000 before tax. You know what I'm saying? My second movie wasn't much more than that. My third, I'm 15 movies deep now. And I ain't seeing none of that loot they seeing off of one film. One of their films make money, they get $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I experience it like that. It's just not on the paper. They ain't saying you're black, you ain't gonna get paid, but you don't know what's going on. But I ain't letting that stress me either, because it only makes me work harder. and it's only gonna make the cry sweeter when I get it.
Was acting always a challenge? Acting a challenge?
Now, a childhood, I wanted to play football. I used to play for the Brooklyn Skyhawks. I was nice. I got trophies, I was in the papers. I wanted to play football, and then I got older and I got hit real hard one day. He was playing a hurricane. I was just laying there like, yo. I don't know if I'm really serious. But like I said, you know, from writing and after I did like the first couple of school plays and that sort of thing, it definitely was something that you know, after I got into performing arts, that's when I was like, oh, all right, you know, because I was looking at the school like it's all prestigious and this and that. And I was like, well, if they accept me, then I must be all right. But yeah, after that, man, I really took it on as a dream, you know.
My name is Wadleigh. If you had a chance to give up your acting career for something else, what would it be?
Honestly, probably teaching, something like that. With my mom, because you know, I grew up in that type of environment. You know, I grew up, we was poor, but my mom's, you know, from being a teacher and assistant principal and a principal, just being, not so much being like an educator, but just being able to interact with kids, something in the community, something. You know what I'm saying? Because that's where that's where I get the most satisfaction at. Being able to interact with kids and influencing the next generation. You know, so it probably would be something. I'd have been y'all drama teacher.
What's your motivation?
My motivation?
Yes.
That's a funny question. Right now, my motivation is my daughter. Before that, my motivation was just my spirit. Like I said, I got the spirit of the warrior. And that is my motivation, but you know what I'm saying? You get to certain points where, you know, right now, my motivation for everything is my daughter.
Okay. My name is Tia. How long do you think you're going to be in the acting? How long do you think you're going to be in the acting?
How long was she?
How long do you think you're going to be in the acting?
I'm 26 now, probably, hopefully till I'm like, you know, 60 or something like that. I'm gonna be so nice when I'm like 50, because I would have so much life to live and so many memories to pull from, and seen so much, that I'll probably be my nicest right around between 50 and 55.
What do you consider your greatest achievement?
Besides the birth of a healthy baby, I don't think that I've achieved it yet. I don't think that I've achieved my greatest achievement. I always look at stuff like that, like maybe, you know, the day when I walk my daughter down the aisle or something like that, maybe I'll know it then, but I don't think I've done it yet.
My name is Ryan. Did you want to become like any other actor as you were growing up?
What'd you say?
Did you want to become like any other actor?
Did I want to become like any other actor?
Yeah, like did any other actor influence you?
Oh yeah, well, you know, when I was growing up, you know, it was Denzel, because I grew up right at the start of, you know, the revolution for black film with Spike Lee and all them films, you know. She's Gotta Have It, and, you know, School Days, and Do the Right Thing, and Mo Better Blues, Young Fever, he was just putting them out. So Denzel and Wesley, all of them cats was like my inspiration, you know. Yeah, I mean, I've always been inspired by Sidney Poitier. Y'all gotta go out and rent some of his tapes. Sidney Poitier, it wouldn't be no me if it wasn't no him. It wouldn't be none of this, because he was the only one doing it. At his time, Sidney Poitier was, besides being a good actor, he was, you know, he was in the midst of people in the country, so they wouldn't even let him star in a movie out here. You know what I'm saying? He had to go to Europe, because they didn't want to see a black man with a white woman on screen. You know what I'm saying? But so he had to go to Europe, like all the jazz musicians had to go to Europe to get large. But you know, it's the cats like that. I study a lot of the old stuff, because y'all gonna learn that life is the same story, no matter how you slice it. Life is love, struggle, and triumph. That's the universal. Every story is built around those three things. So it's always good to go back in the past and see the fundamentals, you know, because them things never change.
I have a question for you. Now, often when I'm actually drama, and often when I'm talking with the students and explaining to them about their heritage and their history and that sort of thing, I tell them that they have an obligation to go back and help out people less fortunate than themselves. Is that a doctrine that you follow, or would you share that with them?
I don't. All right. I don't. It's not a doctrine that I would have to consciously think of, because, you know, I think that it's something that's just naturally inside of me and all of us. You know, the only reason we here is because of each other. You're not here because of you, you're here because of her, and she's here because of you, and we all, you know, because we all exist. As black people, the only way we made it was sticking together. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, see, the ideology of going back to help your people, you know, they make you feel like, okay, I'm going back to where I'm not at anymore, and I'm gonna, you know, give $100 to all the little kids. You don't have to do that. You know, you could do that, or you could just be yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be in this school and y'all looking at me like, oh, blah, 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 blah. But next week, y'all might see me just walking down the street, coming from the wing spot. You know what I'm saying? And that's just your existence right there. You know what I'm saying? And the way that I live my life, and the way that I try to let my light shine on everybody, not just black folk or Spanish folk or white folk, just be a human being. I think is how you give back. You know? Now, if you get, you know, if I get $100 million one day, then I can cut some checks. You know, till then, it's all mine.
Chris, who would you really like to work with?
I really don't have nobody in particular, man, honestly. Cause that's another fun thing. When you don't know who you're gonna work with, you don't know how the chemistry's gonna be. You know, going back to the Mod Squad, that just made me think of something. That's the only reason I took the job, was because it's just the thought of, me, Claire Danes, and Giovanni Ribisi, like, you know what I'm saying? And up until then, I had never really been in a film that gave me the opportunity to be on the other side, you know? So that's interesting. That's always the best part, not knowing who you're gonna work with and that sort of thing, you know?
The reality is that a lot of young men are becoming fathers nowadays, and a lot of them didn't grow up with fathers. What would you say to young men that are being a child?
Becoming fathers.
Or that are fathers?
It's hard. It's hard. It really is. Because for me, see, I was blessed. My daughter's mother is one of the strongest women besides my mother. You know, we were together for like 8 years. You know what I'm saying? And I love her like that's my sister right there. You know what I'm saying? Even though we're not together now. So that's the most important thing, I think, is the connection that you have with that person that you bring a child into the world with. You know, y'all have an eternal bond. Eternal, because after you die, your seed is gonna have seed, that's gonna have seed, that's gonna have seed, just like until the world is over. So you gotta think in terms of that. It's not, I mean, having a child is one thing. Everybody wants to do right by their child, especially if you ain't have a parent to do right by you. But what young kids gotta think about is the connection between the other person, because y'all are bonded forever. And y'all gotta be on the same page now. Y'all may not be together. You may not like him, you may not like you, whatever, but you gotta work those things out for the betterment of your child. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta be on the same page, because that's family now, y'all family. You know, so I would say that, you know, cats that are about to be fathers or that are fathers, like, hold your head, good job, and hold it down. You know what I'm saying?
My name is Ed. In the future, what do you want yourself to be known as?
Me? I want to be remembered. I want to be remembered as a dude who stood for his family, took care of his family, who lived by the word of God, and who died like a warrior. That's what I want to be.
tonight was like what inspired you. And I mean, you up there with them now. When you look at us, we look at you, and we looking at you like, oh, you up there with them now. So I know that feels good. And you got a daughter now. I mean, right now, you're like school, you know what I'm saying? That's what I'm looking for. That's what I want. I'm saying I want that time where I just call me not to talk to somebody like, oh, yeah, I'm cool. I like it straight, like the way I want it to be right now. I know.
But you know what though? You know
it's
what?
a long road.
It's a long road, but not only that, kid, enjoy what you got right now.
Yeah, I know.
You gotta live east, cause you gotta live in the moment, cause it's gonna come. You know what I'm saying? You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna get older, life is gonna come, but you gotta live in the moment, cause that's how you gonna get what you gonna get. You know what I'm saying? You can't get to B thinking about Z and you at A. You know what I'm saying? And you can't get something for nothing. So you gotta live in the moment. You gotta dedicate yourself to your life right now, whatever it is, negative and positive. Make your mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect. You know what I'm saying? Make your mistakes, learn. Learn more, do better things. Things start coming, things start giving a little, then boom. God's gonna give everybody in this room a shot to do something. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, going at the first thing I said, you gotta be prepared and you gotta be disciplined. When you prepare, I've seen a lot of cats. See, I'm not up there with Denzel and the cat, in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? And that's what matters. You know, to me, I'm only in my little box, and I'm just trying to do what I gotta do. But I've seen cats. I've been in the business 11 years. I've seen cats come and go. Seen cats get hot, then they go. Get hot, then they go. That's because they ain't prepared for success. How minimal it may be, or how big it may be. You gotta be prepared for it. Because if you ain't even in the right mind state, you know, opportunity come and you ain't even thinking about, oh, that's my opportunity. Because you're sitting over there wanting it the way you want it. You know what I'm saying? You gotta play by the rules of the game first, and then once you get in the game, then you can bend the rules a little. You know what I'm saying? But I think that though. You know what I'm saying? You keep that. You got a fire. I can detect that. You gotta keep that fire burning. For real. Because that's gonna get you something.
You said when you was younger, you used to like write a lot, right?
Yeah.
What did you write about?
I used to write like short stories, poetry, music, like whatever. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't really like I was writing like, oh my God, I'm poor, I'm in the ghetto, I need to escape. It wasn't even like that. That just was what I like to do. You know what I'm saying? I used to try to write my own little stories and stuff like that. Like little comics and all that little stuff. You know what I mean?
You ever like want to turn one of them into like a script, so you like do a director,
Yeah, definitely.
like writing, like boost your career up to another level, like do something.
That's what I'm in the process of doing right now. Yeah.
When you was younger, was you ever a hustler? Was you
I mean, when I was young, I did a lot of things, but I never really hustled, to be honest with you, because my family, you know, I got a lot of hustlers in my family. I had a lot of friends, right? And I was the type of cat that I was, if I don't say so myself, I was kind of smart when I was young. But my friends, see, I used to be scared of hustling, to be honest with you. One, because I don't want no bullet in my ass. Two, because I ain't trying to go to jail. I ain't trying to see none of that. I wasn't trying to see that. And when I was young, I was man enough to tell them, yo, you go do your thing, I'm gonna do mine. And I was fortunate enough to have friends who saw something and said, nah, that's my man right there. Now you go do your little thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like, oh, he's soft or he this and that, because you know, I walk the same streets by myself. I don't walk with no entourage. I don't need all that. You know what I'm saying? Because I've kicked up a lot of dust everywhere. But that's just trials and tribulations. But I never really wanted to hustle. Because I used to be scared that if I start hustling, I'm going to be large, because I'm trying to achieve, I'm trying to be successful at whatever. And I used to look at hustling like, all right, I could be successful, but it ain't like I'm going to be Pablo Escobar one day. So let me go this way. And I just took it. I took the problem. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't stressing having it. I ain't have no fly clothes. I ain't have nothing growing up. None of that. You know what I'm saying? I had acne. I got it with some girls. But I ain't get a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like that. I wasn't trying to be the most popular dude, because I always used to look in the mirror and be like, well, one day, everybody gonna see. That's what I used to think. So I was like, all right, I'll chill and just be comfortable in my skin. And that's a tribute to my mother. She gave me a lot of self-esteem, and I love her for that. You know what I'm saying? Because I wasn't trying to keep up. I used to be jealous of kids with 2 parents. I used to be jealous of kids with the new sneakers. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I used to work at Athlete's Foot. Of course I boosted from there every day. You know what I'm saying? Used to work in a pizza shop, free pizza forever. All of that. I still boost every now and then just to do it. You know what I'm saying? Small things. Maybe a pack of gum. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you gotta, you know, you can show these moves. You know what I'm saying? I never really
We got done talk loud. That's the last question.
You say you rapping now, right? You say you doing rapping now, right? You a rapper? All right, now how do you think you'll be viewed as in the music industry than in the acting?
What is that?
Like you say you go be a rapper, like you doing rap now, right? So how do you think you'll be viewed in the music industry than in acting? You know,
Oh, what's gonna be the difference?
Yeah.
You'll see. See, I've been doing it too long. I've been doing it for a long time, kid. You know what I'm saying? And that's why I really don't talk about the music, because I'm gonna let it talk for itself. That's why I tell people, yo, I've been writing for a long time. You know what I'm saying? And this, you know what I'm saying? I was born in the hip hop era. This is me. Take it or leave it. You know? So we're gonna let y'all decide. You know what I'm saying? When y'all hear it, if y'all think it's whack, then it's whack. If you think it's hot, then it's hot. You know what I'm saying? But you ain't gonna know it first, and that's how we gonna get your real opinion. You know what I'm saying? Because you just gonna hear like any other track, and then it's gonna be like, oh, that's that cat? Oh, damn. You know what I'm saying? We just leave it at that. That's something that I do for me. That's the only thing I do for me, because I can't not do it. You know what I mean? So we see. You'll see.
That's you. Everybody.
I got a question from Sean.
They already signed? Huh?
Guys, relax.
I'm with you. I'm with you. You got 85. Okay, so now this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna trade off. Okay? You give me yours because we want the other people in the school to have one too. Let's be fair. Let's be nice.
Hold on, guys. We'll do it as we can. Just relax.
I'm gonna make something that everybody gets.
They already have one.
They're gonna get it.
We're gonna wait until I said, and we will trade off so that
the one that you have is not signed, and I'm gonna give you one that's signed.
so that we can give the other kids in the school one. Come on, let's be fair. You understand? All right. We're gonna
Let's not
do
suck up all the time with this. Let's continue with the question.
Okay, now we have time to do that. And so on your way out of the door, when you get ready to go out of the door, we'll just trade off. That's all. It'll be real easy. Thanks, sir. Okay, continue, Coach.
That's so loud.
Do you still go back to your old neighborhood?
Yeah. All the time.
Out of all the actresses you work with, who you always want to work with?
Actresses?
Yeah, like, you know how do you say, girls?
I don't really have a particular. I want to work with Sanaa again.
We're gonna wait until it's quiet.
She's a good actress. She's beautiful to look at every day. Sanaa, the girl.
Oh, okay. She related to the same lady?
That's a girl.
You all have to talk louder. We can't hear over here.
Did Jack has a question?
Yeah.
Oh!
No, it isn't.
Of all of the lessons that you have learned in school, listen, all of the lessons that you learned in high school, which would you consider today, where you're at, the most important?
Lesson?
Yeah.
You know, that's a hard question. I don't know if there's one. I really don't know if there's one lesson that stands out. Actually, to go back, I remember in junior high school, I had a teacher named Mr. Goldsmith. And he used to always have, when he came to his classroom, he had "the world is not fair" on his board. I used to always ask him, like, yo, why you got that up on your board? He said, because the world. And so, you know, sometimes, like students, teachers, you get to a point with the teacher, you ask them a question, they might question you into a hole, there's really no answer. And he used to be like, the world's not fair. It's like, no, leave me alone. And that's, I remember that the most from school, is that just accepting that. You know, accepting, I mean, all the other lessons are all on the same plane, but that sticks out the most. And so many times in my life, I see that ring true, and I just accept it. It's true.
Thank you.
So,
Please allow Lloyd to ask the question.
I have a question. I was going to tell you that, like, in my eyes, you said that you're not like up there with them, but in my eyes, now that we see the real side of you, how you say you came from Brooklyn and you didn't have it easy or whatever. None of us didn't have it easy. So now it's like you gave me, I don't know about everybody else, an inspiration to be in drama, sing or whatever, to do something, you know, like to make it.
That feels good.
I like to thank you for coming in and talking to us, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everybody get a round of applause.
Why y'all getting on your body? Let them talk.
You guys are going to remain seated.
It's lunchtime. I don't know.
Let me over.
We're going to stay here until the stairwells are pretty much clear, because there are about 800 other young people in this building, and people who want to get a glimpse and want to have the privilege of interacting with Omar. That's not possible. Stay here until after the vote, okay?
How you